Welcome, Keane Yu, to Coaching in Session. How are you doing today?
I'm doing amazing. How are you?
Doing well. Thanks so much for coming on. Today, we're going to be having you on as a mindset and transformational coach. Near and dear to my heart is mindset. If you know anything about me, what we do here in Coaching in Session, we do everything mindset because we understand the power of it. And when we have a different mindset coach come on to the podcast to talk about their work, we always get a different perspective. So I'm excited to learn about your life, your history, and the work that you do in your coaching work. Without me talking about your whole biography, please tell the world who you are, what you do, and how you help them.
Yeah, so my name is Keane Yu, and I'm from Vancouver, Canada. And I recently ventured into the newfound joy or passion of helping people on their personal development journey. This was something that I always was very, very in love with in my early 20s, or maybe even before that, but not knowingly as a younger teenager. I always seek to be better, but I never knew it was personal development. And as I became older, joined the workforce, understood that there's just so much more potential in life. And that really set me on to wanting to become the best version of myself. And as I pursued that journey, I felt passionate helping other people get on the personal development journey. And now I took the turn to commit my whole life to doing that, to help people become their best version of themselves, become their highest self, and basically just want to help people pursue the journey of having a transformation to be in the best shape that they can be, to have the strongest mindset and discipline that they can have, and just pursue to be the best that they can be.
I remember when I first went on my personal development journey, I didn't really consider it that. I just said, all right, I need to be in shape to get girls. I'm like 15 years old. You're in high school. You have to look the part sometimes, right? If you can walk the walk and talk the talk, you already won half the battle. I find that when people are struggling, whether it be relationship, career, um, personal life, it does stem down to fitness, right? How confident are you in your body? I know there's a movement of like body positivity that's more for women than for men. Men have to show up, regardless if they want to or not. You don't see fat guys being called big and handsome, right? But a big lady could be called big and beautiful. So, as men, we have a different path than the ladies, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? I would always love to take the higher path. And many people struggle because they have a different path. That path is going to be unique to everyone. How do you help people find that path for themselves, whether it be fitness, whether it be finding a love for personal development and whatever that may be, a love for career, a purpose, a why? That path can be unique. As I said, how do you help people find that?
Well, I think it comes down to the individual. When they're ready for it themselves, they they'll find ways to be better. A lot of times, at least for myself, what I've experienced before was just always having the negative thoughts and the nagging thoughts of wanting to be better and not doing things each and every day to become better. And as I went through that journey, like, hey, I just need to be a little bit better each day. That put me on a like it continuously put me on a quest to want to be better. And to help other people find that, I think it's just poking at them, letting them know that, hey, we can be better, we can continuously be better, and show up for them and show that I'm working on myself so I can help them work on them. Right? It's setting the example, being the leader that I wish I had, and just being that person 5 years from now, who I see myself 5, 10 years from now. How is that person like? How does that person lead me? And be able to show up as that for other people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's important.
Yeah, setting the example and showing them that Kian's showing up all the time. He's inspiring me. I should be on that path as well.
It's important to lead by example. I find it to be the leader, right? Many coaches who become coaches do it because they went through the hardship by themselves and they say, you know what, there's an easier way. We can be the light, we can be the beacon that other people can look at and say, oh, this is what's possible in life, rather than having to go through the hardship, the turmoils, the struggles, the traumas all by ourselves. because it is a journey. Not many people can make it through alone. In life, we do have to realize that we are better and we're stronger together. So when we have good examples in our life of people who are doing great things, they have good fitness, good discipline, then we can say, oh, if they have it, we can have it, right? I talk about the Roger Bannister 4 minute mile all the time, right? And it's not so much of a man doing the mile in 4 minutes, but it's what happened after the fact that he ran that 4 minute mile. Everyone thought it couldn't be done. And the moment he does it, people after people, person after person, they can just do this 4 minute mile like it was nothing, right? Before it was impossible, but now it is possible. So when you have a good example in your life or someone doing something that you perceived as impossible, it all of a sudden becomes possible. How are those limits affecting people when everything is possible? It's just that it might not have been done before.
Well, I think it's just, yeah, if it's something that hasn't been done before, it might be a little bit hard to show someone tangibly. But I do believe if there's a vision, you if you can think about it and have that vision and truly have that belief to be able to achieve it, you need to back it up with the action and have be smart about it, of course, not just pounding the pavement mindlessly, hoping that you get a result that you're doing something that's not working. But it's having a vision and working smart towards that goal and taking calculated action to achieve a certain destination per se. Like, for example, Elon Musk wanting to be on Mars. That sounds like it's an impossible task. Who knows if he's going to be able to achieve it in his lifetime or not, but he is taking calculated steps to achieve that goal. So he's laid out a plan to work on achieving that, right? And it to me, from following his journey, it doesn't seem like he's doing things mindlessly trying to fail the same way to achieve that result. It seems that he's always improving what he's doing and going back to the drawing board, calculating, hey, what's the next best step I need to take, and kind of continuously innovate and tweak to achieve that goal or that dream that he has. And I think that's exactly the same thing with our personal development, with our own journey, whether it's in fitness, relationship, business, whatever it is. It's taking that step back, understanding what are the strategic steps I need to take in order to achieve the results that I desire, and having a plan to work through that. And I think a lot of people might struggle with coming up with the strategic plan. And that's where having a coach or a mentor or some leader or guidance really help you hone down on the proper implementation.
When you talk about that, it's almost touching on the premise of immediate gratification because people think Elon can't make it to Mars or we can't make it to Mars because it's not something that can happen instantly. It can take time. As you said, we could take calculated steps and we can get there. Many people, they see the staircase, they want to be on top of the staircase already, but they don't do the work. Say, okay, I'm going to take each step. All right, I'm going to take each step and I'm going to get there. People want the quickest possible route. I don't blame them, right? Sometimes, the fastest route is a straight line. So you're going from A to Z very quickly. But there's A, B, C, D. There's a whole bunch of other steps that we have to take to get to the end. Whether that be, as we said, fitness, career, whatever it is, there is a process. And when you can see someone go through that process, like a coach, a mentor, guide, as you said, that coach, that mentor, guide can put it in a way that the person understands it, it becomes more feasible. Because if you're just saying, okay, well, I have to lose 50 pounds or whatever, it's a daunting task, right? Because then you're going to think, well, how can I lose 50 pounds the quickest, right? Check out fad diets, maybe. Oh, those don't work. Okay, maybe I can do like a surgery. Yes, that's going to be a quick fix, but it doesn't really have long-term health benefits. So you have to ask yourself, is really the road to strength going to be a long journey or a fast journey? And it's always going to be a longer journey because when I started off doing fitness when I was 15, I couldn't lift that much, right? You're building your muscle. And as you go on in the months and the years, you start to see more definition, your muscles start to become bigger, you become stronger. It didn't happen overnight. I had to have the patience. I had to have the discipline to keep on going. The good life, the good things in life take time. We have to be patient. When it comes to mindset, how can we help people understand that immediate gratification is not necessarily what we should be looking at, but the bigger picture?
Well, for that, I want to kind of talk about my goal setting process or my vision. And it's how I look at things. We're often taught, hey, we should set SMART goals, which I think is like specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. I think that's what the SMART goals are. And those are absolutely amazing to have. And you should have SMART goals. But you should also take a step back and have a specific vision of where you want to be that is not time constrained. Because a lot of times when you set goals where you're like, okay, I need to lose 30 pounds in the next 30 days. Let's just say it's realistic and let's just say it's possible. But you're trying so hard to achieve a certain goal within a specific time frame, and it becomes so daunting because the next thing you know, you're like, oh, it's been 15 days, but I've only lost, let's just say 10 pounds. I'm still 20 pounds behind. And you're injecting that negative thought into your own journey, into your process. But if you were taking a step back and you're like, okay, in 30 days, I do see myself super fit. I'm not so fixated on losing 30 pounds. I just want to feel the best that I can. And this is how I'm going to look. Now you detach yourself from a specific time constraint measurable goal. Not saying you shouldn't have that, but you just become detached to that specific outcome where you're enjoying the process. You're enjoying that journey of what's going to happen in the next 30 days. I'm excited to see that. So it's kind of shifting that mindset and approaching it in a different way. So I do believe that you should have both, but you have your SMART goal where it's kind of just the baseline, but don't become so attached to it. And then you have another vision of a specific outcome that you're looking for that's not time constrained. So even if after 30 days you don't lose 30 pounds, but you lost, let's just say you lost 20 pounds, you feel great. Now you just know I just need to prolong it a little bit longer. I'm not looking at the days. And by the time you know it, a few weeks passed and you're like, I lost 30 pounds. And
Yeah.
you didn't go through that process of beating yourself up. Oh, I didn't lose 30 pounds in 30 days. Like this is impossible. You just continue to take a step forward each and every single day, step by step, slowly going through the journey, enjoying the journey, not having any of these negative thoughts of, I got to hit this goal. I got to hit this goal. I got to hit this goal. But you go through the process and you're going through life. I'm enjoying this journey. I'm almost there. I'm enjoying this journey. I'm almost there. I'm enjoying this journey. I'm almost there. And the next thing you know, you have an amazing transformation with your body, your mindset, your lifestyle, and you've developed healthy habits that never felt so restricting ever.
Well, let me ask you a question. And this is going to be a great example for people. If I gave you everything you wanted in life right now, would you be happy? Yes or no?
Yes.
Why?
And the reason why I say that is because every single day, I have a process that I go through every single day. And as long as I get through that process, anything can happen. And I know I treated myself well. I know I did the things that are my non-negotiable, my own daily habits that I took care of myself first. I gave myself the self-love that I need before going out into the world to serve other people. So as long as I take care of myself each and every single morning, anything can happen and it should not affect me that much. Just because as we wake up, we have to be grateful that we're able to even open up our eyes, put our feet on the floor, have the opportunity to collect some wins and give yourself the self-love that you need first before even going out to the world to serve anybody else.
Okay. Do you have materialistic goals in your life?
100%.
Okay.
100%.
So let's say you are working towards something. I believe you're a Tesla owner, correct?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So you wanted that Tesla, right? That was something you wanted. You got it. You're like, I love this Tesla. That is a materialistic good. Maybe
Yes.
there was a point before you owned that Tesla, like, I want this Tesla. Was
Mhm.
that a in aspiration, a goal of yours?
Yes.
Okay,
I
cool.
always had a vision of wanting a white Tesla.
Hmm.
And I always try to achieve my vision. Whatever vision I have, I would work very hard to achieve it.
Hmm.
In terms of the materialism, I do kind of put that later on. It's not like I said, as long as I do things that take care of myself first, like spiritually and just personal, my own personal health and fitness, like that stuff's taken care of first, then the materialism can come after.
Hmm. But there is still an aspect that you earned at Tesla, yes or no?
Yes, I would say
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. You worked hard for that Tesla. It wasn't something that maybe mom or dad gave you. It's something you work for, correct? So when I ask if I gave you everything, would you be happy? Would you have been satisfied with just getting that Tesla? Yes, in the beginning, right? Yeah, you got your Tesla, but it is so much sweeter when you did the hard work. Would
Yes,
you agree or would you not agree?
I would 100% agree. It's the journey that is memorable, not it's not having that materialistic thing,
Hmm.
which will make you happy for the first little while, but it's kind of like a facade. You're it's something that will make you happy at a very surface level, but it
Right.
will never bring a certain joy or fulfillment of having that. But the process of getting that, knowing that you're putting in sweat and tears to achieve a certain, I guess, a certain object that is materialistic, that's more sentimental than the object itself.
Hmm. Yes. And I'm talking about because I know people who are going to be listening to this and they're going to be saying, if I got everything I wanted, yes, I would be happy, right? Most people would, but for how long? Think about lotto winners, for example. Like a lotto winner is going to win all that money. They'll be happy for whatever it is, but most of those winners go broke because they don't have the discipline. They don't have the financial literacy to keep that money. So if I gave you everything, if I gave the person that wanted everything, a client or whatever, they wouldn't be able to maintain it. Similar to how if I gave you the perfect body because you got liposuction or whatever, unless you staple your stomach and you physically can't consume the same amount of food you were eating previously, you're going to gain the weight back. So there is a process, right? The journey, we talk about it, but we're hinting at it. So I want to make it very relevant to people just right in front of their face. You can take the quick fix, right? The top of the staircase. You can just teleport there. You can get an elevator there. But if you take each step there, you're going to see you're growing as a person rather than just getting it immediately. Because sometimes you have to grow into the person that you want to become. It's not something that automatically, oh, I just need to do this and everything is going to change for the better. Most people have a lot of work to do in their life. When I work with clients, it's not something that, all right, let's just fix this, let's fix this, and then you're all fixed all of a sudden and they're 100% achievers. It can take a lot of time to go through all the garbage and rubble that they have and obstacles they have built in their life. And it's difficult sometimes for them to get over it because they're afraid, that fear of letting go of the person that they created to get the life that they have. But the life that they have right now is not the life that they want. So they're afraid to let go of what they have built for the sake of, I already spent all this time building this person. And they're afraid to relinquish that person to build the new person that they want because it's a lot of work. And you know, the subconscious mind, it does not like to exert energy. If you're on the treadmill and you're like 3, 4 minutes in, it sucks. And you're like, I want to stop. I want to stop. But we can't stop. We have to keep on pushing, right? Let's get into that conversation.
Yeah, so I think a lot of times it's developing that healthy habit, developing the healthy disciplines, and being a person that like you develop your character to have these things. You can get all the nicest things in the world, but if you haven't developed your character to become somebody that is, like you said, financial literate, or somebody that has developed the healthy habits or the discipline to maintain that specific type of lifestyle or that specific type of materialism, it can go away very, very fast. Just because, for example, if you were somebody who won the lottery and somebody came up to you and just like, hey, you won the lottery, can I have some money? And if you don't have that character built to be able to say no, I'm sure that that money will be given away very fast because you think like, oh, well, I won the lottery, I can give that away. That'll be okay. But it's not you need to develop that discipline and that character of being somebody who's able to to be in control of their own lives wherever they are, because it's a big external change for somebody if they were handed everything that they didn't work for.
It's about the work, right? Like when you put in the work to get something, you can appreciate it more. As much as I love parents who do well for their children, the children don't appreciate what they have, right? The entitlement comes in. Our generation is full of that, where children just don't understand. I'm not saying they're spoiled, it's just that they're ignorant to the fact of struggle. You're probably familiar with the quote, tough times create strong men create easy times create weak men. That cycle, it is something that we have to break. It is something that we have to understand because even as a parent, you can do extremely well. For example, I'll use me at, growing up, grew up poor, right? Struggle. But today, I have things that are good, right? I don't have to struggle the same way I grew up. My child will probably never go through exactly what I went through, but I want to give him a taste of it because I understand that adversity creates strength. So I need to make sure just because I created easy times for him and he gets everything he wants, I need to make sure that he understands that these easy times are not an opportunity to be weak. Because if he's going to be weak, he's going to choose to create a hard time for himself. And if not for himself, for the next generation to come. So we have to look at the mindset of generation after generation. How do we develop strong individuals that even if they get everything, that even if they live in abundance, how can we make that something that stands the test of time, generation after generation?
I think something like that it comes from setting that example of what it takes to become a man of discipline, a man of integrity, a man of hard work, even though you have everything that you have in your life. So no matter how great your life is, if you're still showing up each and every day doing the hard things, which is waking up to go to the gym every morning, which is continuously working on yourself and developing yourself and continuously doing the things that people see, oh, this is too hard to do. I can't do that every day. And if they see that you're able to do that regardless of your situation, even if you're down in the trenches and you're still showing up each and every day, even though if you're on a pedestal and you have everything great going on in your life and you're still showing up doing the exact same core fundamental routine and habits, I think setting that example will then lead other men to see, hey, it's not all about the external world, but it's all about working on our internal world. And as they develop that sense, they'll understand what it takes to become a man of integrity, a man of discipline, a man of healthy habits.
Society doesn't make it easy, though.
No, not at all. But I think it just comes down to the awareness of the individual finally being fed up with all the nagging thoughts in their head of, I got to be better. I got to be better. I got to be better. And eventually somebody in their life will show up with those healthy disciplines, with those healthy habits that sparks something inside them and say like, hey, I should be more like that. And it's just one person after another creating a ripple effect. If I'm able to help somebody that's arm's reach away become a little bit better and they go on that journey of personal development, then they have somebody else that's an arm's reach away from them that see them improving and they ask, hey, what are you doing to be better? How are you doing this and showing up every single day to become better? Then they inspire another person and then so forth. And that's kind of how the ripple effect of personal development will work.
That's very true. However, people are going to accept the lazy life. Think of gamers for an example, right? Their father can be extremely disciplined. I know a man, he's in his 60s currently right now. I mean, he's in better shape than me, like he got huge muscles, he's able to do cardio crazy in the gym. And he has a son, and the son just didn't want anything to do with fitness, didn't want anything to do with greatness. He accepted mediocrity. And though the father was there as that example, that discipline factor, society won. Oh, there's video games, there's easy, like I can have everything given to me. How can we overcome the easiness? Because if you know anything about the mind, again, it loves easy. So when you have to choose the easy path, the hard path, the easy way or the difficult way, most people are going to choose the easy road, right? Even if you have that example, as what I said, that is one example. Of course, there's many other examples where there is a strong father, maybe strong leader, mentor that can guide a bunch of young men or women to a better discipline. But just looking at the society aspect, it makes it very easy for people to say, you know what, not today.
I think it's coming down to the individual's highest values. What is it that they put up on their highest values? And if it's something that, for example, if it's gaming, maybe they just need to be communicated in a way where it's like, is your goal to become a professional gamer? Right? Are you looking to become one of the best person in the gaming industry and be one of the top players in a specific game? If it is, maybe it might be showing them, hey, the top players in this type of game, they work on their health. They are constantly working out. They're working on their fitness, because when you work on your fitness, it improves your mind, your reflexes, and the outcome of that will help you perform better in gaming. So it's kind of trying to find ways to align their highest values to what can actually benefit that. I think if it's like I haven't worked with a gamer like that, so I can't really say. But if I were to work with somebody like that, I would ask them, like, what is their highest value? What do they care about? What's so important to them that they need to do that first? What are the top 5 things that just matter to them so much? And once you understand what they value, we can see, hey, how can we incorporate healthy habits into being aligned with your values?
When you put it that way, it is what they should be going after, right? Figuring out what value are they trying to get or attain from that video game. Typically, people who are playing video games, I have worked with gamers before, they have inadequacies that they fill in with a video game. So, for example, let's say they're, it's Lord of the Rings or something, right? It's a game that they fight some dragons. So they're fighting dragons. They're defeating the dragons in the game. They're the knights that everyone loves and admire, right? That's what they want in their life, love and admiration. So they get it from the game, but they don't choose to get it from real life because it's easier typically to get it from the game. It's a little bit quicker because they're going to have to work on themselves. They're going to have to work on discipline. And we just look at it as, well, this is the goal. This is what you're trying to create in the video game. How can we start to implement it in micro steps in our life, right? Because if we just do it, too much, it's going to jolt us to fear. It's like, oh, like this is daunting and scary. Like if you're on the high dive, you should probably jump on the side of the pool and then maybe go to the regular diving board, and then you can eventually work your way up to the high dive. Similar to how we go after our higher values, as you said. So we give ourselves the values. We understand what we would like to attain, what our video game is giving us, because it can be giving us a sense of worth, of camaraderie, especially if it's like a multiplayer game, things along those lines. But at the end of the day, you have to ask, are you showing up? You're like, is this the life you want to live?
100%.
But all of that being said, it's important that, mindset is something we work on all the time. We have to do the work. We have to be deliberate in how we operate in each of our days. And if we are not being deliberate, we have to ask ourselves, like, what is really going on in our mind? And many people struggle with it because they don't want to dive deep into their mind, because it could be a lot of dark secrets that they don't want to uncover again. And that is what you do. You help people understand their mind, whether it be with fitness, nutrition, career, relationships, all of the above, because it's important that we can have the goodness in our life, but we do have to know how to get there. And the work that you do in our conversation today, it wasn't an easy one. I know that for sure, but it helps us understand that mindset is full of twists and turns. And if we can find the right path, then we can get to our most desired life. And as we begin to wrap up, I would love to get some final words from you, and then to please tell the audience where they can find you.
Well, I think if you're interested in pursuing the journey of personal development, understand that it's not just about reading self-help books. It's not just about listening to audiobooks or podcasts. It's also about feeding your body the proper food and nutrition. It's also about training your body to be able to lose fat, build muscle, and it's not just all about reading. It's about everything as a whole. It's to work on your emotions, your relationship, your mental, your physical, and all the above, and trying to be and pursue the best version that you can be. And where you can find me, I'm very active on Instagram. It's at Keane Yu, at KEANEYU. If you ever want to chat or have any questions, you can always hit me up in the DM. I'm always on my phone. So that's the easiest and quickest place to reach me.
Perfect. And I'll definitely make it easy for everyone. All the links are going to be in the description box below. Check him out, follow him on Instagram, and learn about the greatness that he's doing, right? It starts with maybe a little bit of fitness, and then it can evolve into all aspects of our life. Discipline yourself to become better each and every day. Love yourself, give yourself the care you need, and you'll start to see that the life that you dream of can become reality. I would like to thank you so much, Keane Yu, for coming on Coaching in Session. Good conversation today.
Thank you so much.